Good Morning Night Vale is brought to you by The Disappearances of Lydia Fontaine, a new independently produced and crowdfunded 10-episode original audio drama. Set in a deceptively familiar world of electronic surveillance and machine-mediated communication, The Disappearances of Lydia Fontaine follows Lydia Ryan and her friends, lovelorn Ethan and wannabe internet sensation Dee, as they struggle to unravel the mystery of her mother's disappearance. Escape the sinister Fontaine family, and survive the feud over her grandfather's supernatural legacy. It weaves bitter family drama and high-stakes intrigue with fantasy and cyberpunk elements to create a surreal mystery about secrets and grudges, old books, big data, and the promise of infinite knowledge. And do not forget the talking birds. It's a full-cast production with original music and a bespoke soundscape presented through a series of found-footage-style surveillance recordings. And it's important to note, this show was made entirely without generative AI. Even the computers are voiced by human actors. Episodes are free, and you can start listening right now with the Season 1 finale due to come out on August 16th. For more information, go to lydiadisappears.com. and find The Disappearances of Lydia Fontaine wherever you get your podcasts and start listening from the beginning.
Insurance isn't one size fits all, and shopping for it shouldn't feel like squeezing into something that just doesn't fit. That's why drivers have enjoyed Progressive's Name Your Price tool for years. With the Name Your Price tool, you tell them what you want to pay, and they show you options that fit your budget. Enough hunting for discounts, trying to calculate rates, and tinkering with coverages. Maybe you're picking out your very first policy, or maybe you're just looking for something that works better for you and your family. Either way, they make it simple to see your options. No guesswork, no surprises. Ready to see how easy and fun shopping for car insurance can be? Visit Progressive.com and give the Name Your Price tool a try. Take the stress out of shopping and find coverage that fits your life, on your terms. Progressive Casualty Insurance Company and Affiliates. Price and coverage match limited by state law.
Let me be brief. Let us all be brief.
Let us briefly be.
Good morning, Night Vale.
My name is Meg Bashwiner.
And I'm Symphony Sanders.
My name is Hal. Last name is Lublin. And this is Good Morning Night Vale. Check me out. What are we? You know by now. And if you're just joining us, you got a lot of catching up to do because we are members of the cast of Welcome to Night Vale. We're listening to Welcome to Night Vale from episode 1. We've made it all the way forward here to episode 55, and we are dissecting and going behind the scenes on all these episodes. So get with it.
This episode's description is: a representative from the University of What It Is calls the station to find a missing colleague, plus an update on the cats, the barista cultural fair, and corrections. Let's talk about it.
Let's talk about it. So yeah, this episode starts out with a staggering point of view from Cecil, where he takes a stance against the dangers of education when he's contacted by Dr. K. I'm going to get your last name right because it's important to get people's last names right.
Kale.
Dr. Kale. Dr. Kale calls and is like, hey, do you know who this dude is? And Cecil's like, I don't. And also education shouldn't exist. It's dangerous.
But we know but they said it's Carlos. But are we suspicious that maybe it's not? I mean, it seems like it would be, but he was missing. He's been missing for decades, we find out.
But time isn't real. Time is definitely not real at Night Vale.
Yes. Right.
Going to the intro of this in the script book, Joseph talks about how his original idea was just to have like many different origin stories for Carlos and different stories about Carlos's life pre-Night Vale. And this was the first one. And then he just never made another one.
I love that, actually.
I do love the idea of a fabled past and like a multitude of fabled pasts for a character. I think it's a really cool choice.
Yeah.
Did anybody, I don't know, Every time you said the University of What It Is, I just wanted to run it together and be like, what it is.
Yes. Yes. I felt like I was watching What's Happening.
Right?
Which I loved when I was a kid. Along with What's Happening Now, where Shirley Hemphill appeared to have not aged at all. She was an ageless wonder, and we miss her. R.I.P. Shirley Hemphill. You were too young to remember. Fred Rerun Berry?
Oh, yeah, rerun with the... I'm doing the rerun.
Yeah.
I got nothing. I mean, I'm aware of its context in the zeitgeist. Like, I could put it in a crossword puzzle, but I've never seen an episode.
Oh. Well, I also feel like, I don't know, it was kind of like at that time, you weren't even like born yet, I don't think.
No.
So
No.
it's fine. The fact that you would know what it is at all is fine.
Yes.
Yeah, so the University of What It Is, Dr. Kaylee, I don't remember how he pronounced it.
I'm going to find it.
Kayali, that's what it was.
Kiali.
They called and were like, oh, yeah, we're looking for Carlos. First of all, how'd they get his number?
I mean, how does anyone get into Night Vale? Like, how do you crack in? People do it accidentally. People do it intentionally. But people don't know how to get out. They don't know how to get in.
I'm just suspicious. That's all I'm saying.
You should be. You should definitely have suspicion.
I'm suspicious. But what I'm not suspicious of is Kashek and the cats.
Great update.
So cute.
It's very adorable. I like that he's not only radiant, but sticky.
I also like the idea that when you walk in, it's sort of like you're in just a room of floating cats.
Yeah.
Like, you know how you, like, people have for their wedding, they have like the candles all suspended everywhere. So you feel like you're walking through the stars indoors. That's how I picture it with all these small cats everywhere.
I'd like to take this moment to talk about my cat, Miss Fancy Feast.
Yes.
Yes.
Does she like you?
No, she hates us. But she's like very curious about me. So, okay, backstory is that Joseph and I rented this house, and like the day we moved in, our landlord was like, also, there's a cat that lives here that I would like you to feed twice a day, but not in the house. The cat lives in the backyard. So we're like, cool, whatever. And she's like kind of terrifying, but also kind of really cute. And we feed her, but she doesn't like, she's feral, but like she's like a cozy feral. So she like will sometimes come near you, but like scream while she does it. And but like most of the day, she just naps in a sunbeam.
Wait. So when she's coming in, what
like
does
I was
it
feeding
sound
her
like?
tonight.
What does
I
it
was feeding
sound
her
like?
tonight,
Yeah.
and I was like, I'm like, it's salmon. I'm opening up the salmon, and she was just like walking towards me, being like, "Meow, meow," like just full on cat scream, and then but also like little cat sounds too. And then she like kind of kicked at me. I don't know.
Kicked at you.
She's pretty cute. She has a really long tail, and she lives in our backyard, and her name's Miss Fancy Feast. And I'm allergic to cats, so it's kind of the best situation to have a cat that hates me that I can't pet or allow in my home. So that's the only way I could have a cat.
You know what I did like when I visited that time and we recorded at your home is that this cat, you feed it like you walk behind like a garage or something to feed
We
it.
stopped doing that.
Oh, okay.
She eats on the patio now.
Oh,
and she has a
good.
cat
Okay.
house. Yeah.
Oh, you got her a cat house?
Our landlord got her a cat house.
Oh, okay. I was like, wow, you guys are really committing.
No, we like when we got back here, the landlord was like, oh, it was raining, so I got her a cat house. I'm like, okay, cool.
Wow. Well, I feel like another good pet owner like you is Larry Leroy.
Who named his cat Larry Leroy?
I love it. I think it could be confusing, but the cat's not in your house. So you're not like being like, Larry Leroy. You could just call it that when you're there.
I like it. I think I might change my name to Miss Fancy Feast.
I want to have a pet with my name, then I'll just call it Junior.
Yeah.
Oh,
Junior.
that's kind of cute.
Yeah.
But would it know its name is Hal Lublin?
No,
Hal Scott?
I wouldn't be aware of anything. Let's not give too much credit. Yeah, it knows its name. It would think its name was Junior.
Well, I do believe I've definitely done the thing where my cat has a name, but then I call it a bunch of other stuff too.
Yeah. That's going to be your any pet owner with a heart is going to have like 70 different names for their cat that rotate and change. And like sometimes like, oh, remember 3 years ago when we called you that? We stopped doing that.
Yeah. Like you used to be called Handsome Man and now you're just Kidders Bubbers.
Yeah. I mean, in my family, it got like really weird too. Like we had a dog named Madison that we just called her Faye, and that was her name. So it's just like the things devolve, you know?
Yeah.
Like we had a dog named Pepper that we called Pete.
We had a dog named Pepper, and that was her middle name.
Pete?
But we called her Pepper. No. Pepper was her middle name.
What was their first name?
Sultan. That's true. Sultan Pepper Lublin.
Oh,
Salton.
Wow.
What's the statute of limitations on coming after someone for doing that?
Hey, look, my mother's dead. You're gonna have to dig up to get her. But she thought that was very
Gonna come after the estate for that one.
Yeah, when you become a parent, you have to have puns all the time. Sometimes you like puns. Sometimes you raise a child who does not like puns, but yet says them. It doesn't feel good about it, but does it?
But does it?
Yeah. Puns are like eating frosting.
It's not an all the time food. It's a sometimes food.
It's like you do it and then you hate it.
Yeah.
But it's good and you hate it. Like you appreciate the craft and flavor of it, but then you're like, oh God, this is disgusting.
Is it also like most frosting sucks, but like you eat it because you're like, oh, I'm a person who likes frosting, so any frosting I'm going to say is very good, even though I know that certain frostings, German chocolate, are way better than others.
I'm not a fan of frosting.
I like a cream cheese frosting on a carrot cake, like a spice cake.
I do like a cream cheese.
I don't know. I'm just weird. I'm weird about like mass produced cakes. You know, the ones that were cold before. Ugh,
Yeah.
It makes me mad.
There's a diner here in our neighborhood that makes cinnamon roll pancakes that are gigantic, and then on top of them is a cream cheese icing.
Ooh.
It's so good. If you want to come down to my neighborhood for breakfast, I'm talking to you, Meg, because you're here. But if you're here as well, Symphony, you're also invited. You could get the pancakes. They're very good.
I'm going to take you up on that offer one day.
I do like pancakes.
One day, I'm going to land on an early morning flight into LAX, and I'm going to be like, let's do it.
Hey, you're here now. You're here for long enough that we can make it happen.
Yeah, I love breakfast, too. I'm like Walter Jr. from Breaking Bad. I love breakfast.
So since we're on the topic of food, can we talk about the ad for Outback?
What a beautiful piece of comedic writing.
Yes.
Brilliant.
I know we've talked about our feelings about Outback and stories. Some of us have had shameful times.
Look, we don't
Outback.
have to rehash what we've done at Outback.
We
No
won't.
rules. No rules.
But
rules.
but there's no rule. But you know what? Shouldn't that make you feel better that there's no rules at Outback? You can just do whatever you want. You just eat like a monster and then, poop it out. It's fine.
Yeah.
When I listened to this, it made me think about how brilliantly they take a concept and not only drill down on it to sort of deconstruct it, but also figure out the most ridiculous interpretation of it and then build off of that.
Yeah.
And it's so they're so good at it that it seems simple, but it's not. The extent saying yes, no rules, just right is what they say. So what would happen if there were no rules? And they start to explore that, but then go deeper and deeper and deeper. And it's just so well done and so sharp and kind of a perfect piece of writing. Yeah.
And it moves so seamlessly. It moves really seamlessly. And then you realize he's talking about that the bathrooms are poison. There's poison inside the bathrooms.
Yeah.
It's just a poison room. And you're like, oh, okay. It really just takes it to the max there. And I love that. But I will tell you, I love a wallaby darned. You guys, have you ever had that?
Mm-mm.
You don't drink alcohol.
I've never been to an Outback Steakhouse. No. I feel like as a child, I remember eating a bloomin' onion, but a bloomin' onion is a thing that they do other places besides Outback.
That is true. Well, they're the originators, so you gotta get it from the source. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Pay homage where homage is due.
Yeah.
Well, I'll tell you, their bread is very good, and I like that because it's like the bread and the butter is very good together, which is not the main thing you go there for. The steak is fine. I wouldn't say go there for the steak, which is so weird because it's a steakhouse. But if you like drinks, the Wallaby Darned is my favorite. It's frozen. There's champagne in it. There's a peach element to it. It's lovely. And I get a brain freeze every time.
Yeah. I have an issue with cold frozen drinks because
Do you?
sweet cold frozen, I love them. I drink them so fast.
Oh, yeah.
If I get a frozen margarita, it's like down in one. It's like, okay, as soon as like the waiter sets it down, by the time they've set down everyone else's drink on the table, mine's gone.
And then hard headache.
Yeah.
Hard headache and then wasted pretty quickly. So
It's good though. And I get the big one.
yeah.
And I have seen you take down a margarita. So
A megarita.
A one and done. Yeah. I do. I like when you've seen me take down a smoothie too. Like,
oh yeah.
it's
And
impressive.
a thick one too.
Yeah.
You like your smoothies thick.
Do you like it icy?
I like it. I prefer creamy to icy, but I really don't care.
What about water ice?
Oh, I like water ice.
Yeah. Do you eat that fast too, right?
Yeah.
And then you get the headache, but then you just go, and then it goes away.
You press your tongue as hard as you can into the roof of
I
your
do
mouth.
the tongue on the roof of the mouth thing.
Yeah.
I haven't done that. I'm doing it right now. Like I have no brain freeze. There's no need for me to do it. And yet here I am.
I want to know more about this. Can someone who's a scientist please write into Good Morning Night Vale and explain to us why brain freeze and how brain freeze and how come and why?
Yes, please.
I'm not going to Google it because I'd rather make someone who works already and knows it. But
Yes.
if you write into the Good Morning Night Vale email address and answer about brain freeze and you can speak on a position of authority, I will send you something in the mail.
Oh, it's been laid down, y'all.
So it won't be free labor. I will exchange it with you with something.
Yeah.
Let's talk about the baristas.
And their culture, their vivid culture, their important culture.
I like the mustache thing. They were like talking about the mustache thing. I thought that was funny. Also, I don't know, certain things pop out to me, and it's maybe because I was hungry. The lemon poppy seed scone. I love a lemon poppy seed scone.
Yeah.
It's just such a perfect trapping of the modern day coffee shop is the lemon poppy seed scone.
Yeah.
Yeah.
They're
And
in
Nora Jones.
most of them. And Nora Jones.
Yes, and Nora Jones.
Jones.
That was great. That was really great. I think they also kind of gave you like what baristas like tend to look like with the mustache stuff. And I'm just like, oh, that's so funny. I'm actually quite intimidated by some baristas because they just seem like, they're judging your coffee choices. And I'm like, look, man, I just need caffeine inside my body.
Symphony, when you and I went to that third wave coffee place in Detroit,
they were so rude to me.
they were such dicks. And like, you're like, I would just like a coffee, please. I just want a coffee, please. And they're like, well, we have this one and this one. And then you're like, please just put coffee in a cup for me, please.
And then when I was like, okay, well, do you have oat milk or like, can I get some oat milk or something in this? And she's like, people don't usually put anything in this. And I'm like, well, I'm not people.
You're like, what's the closest thing to a coffee that you serve here? And then they gave you an option. You're like, yeah, that sounds fine. And then when you ask for milk, they're like, well, we don't put milk in that. And you're like, well, then how is that a coffee?
Right.
The closest thing we have to a coffee has got to be something we put milk in, right?
Man, if I can't get it my way, I don't want it at all.
And like, you're like, listen, I'm not trying to like have my palate go on a fucking journey. I'm trying to not be sleepy anymore.
Yeah, I'm trying to wake up and not want to die right now.
I like all that foo-foo coffee shit, but I hear and see your place, and I understand that I am the ridiculous one, and they do not.
Look, I don't mind a foo-foo coffee, but I'm like, man, I just want the caffeine. I don't need you blowing sweet nothings into it or whatever you do, or grinding
It's a sweet milk steam.
Yeah, right. Or you're just like lovingly crushing every bean that you personally picked. Like, get out of my face. Put it in a cup. I know you don't have straws. Let's go. I want cold or hot. This is why this is why people go to Starbucks, because of the judgment.
Saint Arbucks.
Yes, Saint Arbucks.
I will often see you and John return from dinner break with a coffee from Starbucks. The two of you will get a little cozy coffee.
Well, because it's usually in every place we go. It's, what you're gonna get, burnt ass coffee, and I have points. You know what I mean?
Remember the pumpkin sweet cream fall we had?
Yes, I had some of it, but I couldn't have too much. The lactose. But I love it. I will have one. I'll give myself one, and then I can't eat any other cheese the rest of the day. But I'm here for it.
Joseph is my little home barista, and it's very good. He's very good at making the coffee. He selects the beans, he sources them, he grinds them, he prepares.
Every time I come to your house, I don't have to worry about it because I know Joseph is going to make a really good coffee. And
does.
he won't judge me for wanting an oat milk in it.
No, he will not. And
Or
then
sweetener.
I have my milk foamer, which is great. It's a good time.
I
like
think
a
if
hot
you
milk.
have a good setup, I do a similar thing. I have my own grinder. I've got, a French press. I've got a little AeroPress. I've got a pour over thing. I'm trying to I heat the water to the perfect temperature. But look, maybe I want to put some vanilla essence in there, or maybe put a little cardamom and a cinnamon and some oat milk. That's how I like it.
Yeah. I mean, from a person who has drank gallons of Hampton Inn free coffee, I'm in no place to ever proclaim that my body is a temple for incredible coffees.
But you know how it is.
Anyway, back to we have the intro. It's a great. Speaking, going back to the comedic writing bit, the community calendars is always perfection. Lots of great stuff going on there, and
Yes.
we will get the introduction of the character who's prominent in the novel, Jackie Fierro.
Yes, who runs the pawn shop.
Mm-hmm.
Pawn shops make me sad as well.
Well, yeah,
Because they're just people are selling their things, their belongings, because they're probably in a desperate sort of situation, no?
yeah, they have to take the thing that they have of value and turn it into cash, and then hopefully they can turn that cash back into cash to buy it back.
Unless it's like Pawn Stars, they're like, "Hey, I just want to sell this thing, get some money for it." And the old man's like, "Let me take a look at it, Rick." And then he, Chumley's like, "No, I'll take a look at it for you. I don't know if I could sell this. Let me ask Rick." And those are my impressions of the stars of Pawn Stars. Thank you very much.
That's great. Thank you so much, Hal. Thank you for sharing your talents with all of us again.
Yes.
But Jackie is trying to, people keep coming by and pawning their ideas about time, and she doesn't need them, but they need the money. And how many is she supposed? So she's also trying to pawn those pawned items. Ideas about time. Like, what do you mean? Like, ideas about time, that it's linear?
Like time is a flat circle. What's time travel like? Here's how time affects us.
How much do you think that'd be worth, though?
Nothing.
Or everything. Depends on time.
Much like time. Yeah.
That's interesting. So do you think that they need the money, but like, how much money do you think Jackie's giving them? It can't be enough to do anything.
Yeah.
She's got her whole operation over there. I really love the writing about the pawn shop that happens in the novel. I think that's some really good world building when in the novel they're discussing the pawn shop and what it's like there and what gets pawned and what's there. It's pretty cool, in my opinion. And Jackie Fierro is a great character that there's just this little kernel of in the podcast here, and then there's a whole dang book about her.
Yeah.
Oh, dang
Book about her. And then I think let's roll into what a lot of what this episode is about is the interloper issues.
Yes. They got riled up during the carnival, and now they're really going whole hog, and they're like attacking people. It's one thing to be like interloper, but like, wasn't that generally like a way of like greeting people? And then they'd be like, "Hi, my name's so-and-so." But now they're just like being rude, trying to run people out of town because they were all hopped up on their former victory.
Well, we're in a time right now where that is as relevant and more relevant than it was even then. This idea of like, you create a mob, everybody wants to join the mob, be outraged. If it's successful, then you can turn this weapon towards whatever you want. But ultimately, it can create situations where important information is lost or ideas don't get exchanged. So, a person can be smart. People as a group are dumb as hell.
Yes.
And this is a great example of that. This is not a person or individual persons. This is people. This is just a big cow person.
And frightening. Like,
yeah.
A large mob of people is very frightening.
A big cow person that has been fed a bunch of propaganda. The dangers of education get pumped into them. The other people are dangerous. Other people, the carnival people are dangerous. Anyone who comes to town is dangerous. We don't know what they are. You reap what you sow. So
yeah.
So there's that. And then Cecil, I think, is a kind of a huge hypocrite in this episode because he At the start, he when he's first meeting the doctor, he tells her he kind of just starts in about how education is dangerous and not important. And then at the end of the episode, after he kind of tries to save these people, he says, he keeps her card in case he needs to know what she knows in the future. So it's like,
right.
I'm going to say that education is dangerous and important, but when I need it, I'm going to call upon you for it.
Right. When it serves your purpose to find out more about your partner or someone you're in a relationship with, of course, then he'll be interested. But until then, it's still he'll still keep his beliefs about that. And I like how many it was interesting to me how many questions this brought up for me about Carlos, when he got there, how long he's been there, what that means, and what his life was like before that. And if this person is truly who they say they are, and what that means for Carlos in the future.
Yeah, there's so many different options with the fabled past, right?
Yeah.
It's is it actually the Carlos you say it is? Or is it did Carlos take this person's identity? Is Carlos a sort of Dread Pirate Robert situation where it's the role of Carlos is kind of passed between people?
Yeah.
There's lots of different ways this could go for it to make sense in our experience of linear time. Is Carlos a time traveler? Is it a Benjamin Button situation?
He's aging backwards?
I was going to say, I also love the idea here that there are things that he didn't know about Carlos, and that it's okay. In some cases that it's okay that hey, we're not the same person, that it's better to be in a relationship with someone who is not you, because each of you is going to grow in a different way, which is true. Jennifer and I are not the same at all. There are things we have in common, but I think we each help each other grow in interesting ways by not being the same person.
Yeah, hard agree. I'm terrible for myself. If I was dating me, it would just blow up and be terrible. Joseph and I have a balance we balance each other out. So I'm no good for me. I wouldn't be good for someone who was like me, and they wouldn't be good for me.
Yeah, I think it's important to not feel like when you're getting into a relationship, you're necessarily giving up a part of yourself. You are adding to someone else's self. So it's you are your own individual person, but together you better each other, you challenge each other, you do things for each other. And I like the line where it says, we are two people, separate, unique, and joined only where we choose to join. And that's the optimal word, choose. They chose to join at certain parts, but they don't have to do everything. I don't feel like you have to do the same thing, everything the same as your spouse,
Right.
And I would get exhausted by that. I think it's important to have your independence and know who you are as a person, and that your partner knows who they are. But that's just me. I don't know.
Yeah.
I find it to be codependent to do it the other way.
Yeah. But would you be comfortable dating someone who you don't know how they got to your town and they haven't told you and you don't know?
Yeah, that would be a little strange.
I'd be curious, I'd have to say.
I think if you want to know, you should know everything about the person that you're choosing to spend your life with.
Yeah.
I think that is important. That doesn't mean that you are the same person, but I think it's very important to be hey, where'd you come from? Do you have a social security card? Are you real?
Yeah. Are you on the grid at all? Are you a ghost?
Yeah. Are you on the lam from some sort of mafia?
Am I hallucinating you?
Well, you don't question stuff in Night Vale.
Yeah, that's a good point.
So anywhere else would be different, but that's the whole point, is you're not anywhere else when you're in Night Vale. What just happened?
I don't know. It was a ghost situation.
Was that in your house? It wasn't in my house.
It was in my house.
Is it the ghost of the turkey salad?
I don't know. Something just fell on the floor. I don't know what it was. It fell off Joseph's desk. Could be an earthquake. Well. Probably was.
Just on that side of the room.
Well, there's sometimes slight tremors.
Yeah.
Oh.
Hopefully everything's okay and you won't be eaten in the night by a ghost.
I hope not. It would be a bummer, but you'd probably get through it.
But yes, I think you should know about the origins of your partner, where they came from and what they were doing before they met you. And maybe their family. I don't know. That's just me.
Yeah, if they have a relationship with their family, or if they don't, maybe knowing why.
Yeah. Because I think that gives you more insight into the person and how they became the person that you have met, you know?
It's always good to, and I find it really entertaining to hear stories about my partner before I knew them. I find it interesting to know, like, even just like little adorable things, like what Joseph brought for school lunch, you know, like, which was cereal in a plastic butter container, guys. How adorable is that? Every day he would bring dry cereal in a old country crock container because that's what he liked.
That's all he would eat?
Well, he said he would eat that and then he would have like lunch when he got home because he just wasn't like, he had like an early lunch and like just wasn't hungry. So it was like more of a morning snack.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Dry cereal in an old country crock container. How cute is that? How cute is that?
What cereal?
Probably Wheat Chex. He loves Wheat Chex.
Oh. Does he still eat cereal dry?
No. Well, he loves cereal. Most of the time he has it with milk or he puts it in his ice cream as a topping.
Oh, right. He does his slurry thing,
the McFlurry,
right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I like stories. I like to know about people and the person that I am a partnership with. I like to know their story. So I don't know if I would be cool with the like, hey, I don't know where you were before this. I don't know. I guess the chemistry must be great. I guess Cecil might be like a little sex blind.
As I like to call it, dickmatized.
Or it's just not a priority for him. Hey, what's a priority for me does not have to be a priority for someone else.
Yeah.
Different strokes, guys. Different strokes. Up next, we hear from fans and friends of the podcast about their theories, comments, and questions. But first, a conversation about this episode's weather, which was Catfish by Waxahachie.
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 I'm glad you had to say it.
Waxahachie, named for Waxahachie Creek in Alabama.
Okay.
Which was the creek that was by the Katie Crutchfield. That's Waxahachie. She's a solo artist. She has a band that she travels with now, but at the time, I believe she was a solo artist as Waxahachie. Joseph and I saw her in 2014 at Glasslands in Williamsburg, which is no longer there. May it rest. And Joseph had been a fan of Waxahachie, and we saw her do a show, and she opened with Catfish, and I thought that was really cool because it had just been the weather on the show. So it was like I got to hear her do it live, and that was really cool.
I liked this song. I found it to be, I was like, oh, it's real echoey, which is interesting. But I did get that feeling when you said that she is from Alabama. Is that correct?
Yeah.
I did get that sort of like, because what do they play? A banjo? Ukulele? What is it?
It's a guitar, I think.
Oh, is it?
Yeah.
I don't know. It sounded real plucky.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? That sort of style. And honestly, I was listening to the song and I was like, okay. But because it was an echoey sort of like one thing flows into the next, one of the only things that I got from it was she says Portland, Oregon.
She get high in Portland, Oregon. Get high in Portland, Oregon.
Same.
Yeah.
You know, that's what you do there, right?
Yeah. Well, that's what she did. Yeah. She was super young when she made this. I think she did this is from the American Weekend album. And she did that whole album like in one weekend in her bedroom. So she like very much comes from the DIY scene.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. I mean, I think American Weekend was maybe her first album, and she's done a bunch more since then. This one was with Don Giovanni Records, and then she moved over to Merge and has put out more since then. I think her last album was 2017. But I really like Waxahachie. I like the music. I think the songwriting is good. The lyrics are fun, and it's like it's for me it's like kind of moody. It's like of a mood.
Yeah,
it's like very, very personal. It's like almost like you're kind of getting pages from her diary, but not like in a twee sense. I don't like there's like it's not nostalgic or like overly saccharine. It's just kind of presents her story for what it is, which is I think is cool. She has a twin sister who she used to be in a band with, who sometimes plays in her band.
Oh,
and she is an identical twin, so that's always weird.
You know, I love twins. I love multiples.
Mm-hmm.
I find them fascinating.
Especially when they look alike.
Right? Because you're like, there's two of you or more.
Triplets.
It's great. Triplets, quads, you're like, what the heck?
Quints.
Yeah, dude.
Sextos.
And not many of those are, any above 3 are generally tend not to be identical.
Yeah. There's only so many times that you can split the
egg.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Gross. Cool. Well, that was a good song. I liked it.
There you go.
Let's jump in feet first.
To what, Meg? FanZone.
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 Stay right there. Good Morning Night Vale will return after a brief break.
Cody writes, "Hi, Hal, Meg, and Symphony. My name is Cody, but everyone calls me Codes. I will not. I've been a long-time listener to Welcome to Night Vale, and this time around, you guys had Good Morning Night Vale to follow as well, which I've been super stoked about. I listen to you guys on the bus to and from work, and the food conversations are both a gift and a curse, as it always makes me eager for lunch, even before my day has started. I've been there, Code E. Good Morning Night Vale has definitely been the cause of many bagels and breakfast sandwiches grabbed at my local coffee shop on my way to work, so thank you and screw you guys." That's correct.
Never get mad at me for eating a carb. Don't ever do that. You eat the carb.
Yeah, you did that. Night Vale to me is like an old friend, where I lose touch with it, and after time, get reunited, and jump right back in all over again. I'm really bad for keeping up week after week, so I normally listen in chunks. I just listened to Parade Day all the way through University of What It Is, and had a couple of things I wanted to say. I first wanted to point out to Hal, as I know it bothers him, that Parade Day is another speech issue like orange juice. Whenever I hear Parade Day, I picture it as Parade Day. I think I've discovered why you hate it, Hal, and that is because your name is one as well. I'm sure someone calls you Hal Ublin, or Hal Ublin if they don't already. I might have just caused people to do so. I guess it sort of happens. You know what happens is when I'm playing games online, because my username is Hal Ublin, and somebody sees it and they don't know, they call me Halu. That's what I get called a lot.
Halobin.
Halobin, yeah, that I've got that one too. Halobin. Like, I definitely didn't misspell it. You are very bad at reading. Better than Hal Loveland, though, so you're welcome. I don't know if it is. I don't mind. I don't hate a Loveland, but you know what, Cody? You're welcome to your opinion, and I appreciate it. Also, University of What It Is brings back my favorite thing about Night Vale, and that is the wonderful randomness. I'm a huge fan of the Outback Steakhouse commercial, "That chair is a steak. Eat it." And the following community calendar as well. We lose the overarching storyline, but the improv style of it all pans out great. Constantly going in different directions and never knowing what to expect is what got me hooked on Night Vale in the first place. You bring up a good point, Cody. Can I call you Cody? And that is the improv nature of, like, it's a very UCB thing, but everybody does it, where you talk about like the game of a scene and you figure out what it is, what the ridiculous thing is, and you heighten, keep adding and hitting it and hitting it and hitting it and hitting it. And there is a part of this that satisfies that part of your brain. If you're an improviser, if you enjoy improvising, that idea, that heightening ridiculous that we talked about. So I'm definitely with you there. Love you guys, and I'll continue to follow Good Morning and Welcome to Night Vale for a long time. I hope your steak chairs are tender, and we should add that to the Night Vale cookbook, number 2022. Thanks, guys. P.S. I live in Canada, and you're supposed to be coming up here, so I hope to see you guys. Well, thank you, Cody.
We're going to do Mizuagwa, Toronto.
Mizuagwa.
Come see us.
Toronto.
Toronto.
As they say.
Toronto. You don't say the other T. Next up, we have Andy. Andy writes, "Hi, team. Good morning, Night Vale. I'm a pastor, in a denomination that occasionally makes the news for doing crazy things, like ordaining or recognizing marriages of people in the LGBTQ plus community.
Unitarians!
Woo! A loud voice in our church is one that wants us to become radically inclusive. So instead of a fan theory about Night Vale has become my fan theory for my church. I don't know how religious Joseph and Jeffrey are/were. They're not dead. So it's I think. But Night Vale always blows me away with strong women working alongside men in leadership. With feisty youth, Josh, Janice, and Tamika, hell yeah, and the elderly, old woman Josie, welcome to the table of creepiness. With people of so many ethnicities and backgrounds, Michelle, Nazir, Hiram, sharing, I was like, is he, he has a different background, but is a dragon an ethnicity?
Different species. So
background. Okay. Sharing a desire to protect and care for their community, and of course, loving relationships of all kinds held dear. Love of every kind. That's also granola, but so much of what I'd love to see our church become. Instead, we're still 90% crusty, old, overly educated white people who can shout interloper with only a glance. I'd even take more of the creepiness, churches already have some of that, if we could be a little more like Night Vale. I'm sure Joseph and Jeffrey never intended this as the show's purpose, but they've created a beautiful / terrifying story of community. Love both podcasts in fandom, Andy. Thank you so much, Andy, for writing in. I wish if more of our communities in general could be more accepting and open and willing to just accept people for who they are, who they say they are, then I think we as people might be a little better off.
Yeah, I think that also there's an issue with churches and with organized religion is that maybe it's not evolving with the times, and that maybe not a lot of young people or a lot of people from different backgrounds are included in it. And so we kind of have this thing now where we have to make our own sort of religion and community that is maybe outside of the walls of the church. So there's room for other communities, but it's maybe that they're not so much in a religious practice anymore because of all of the exclusions and judgments that have been practiced in organized religion in the past. However, there's good people out there like Andy who are trying to make a community, or believe that a community can exist, and I think that's really cool. I don't really know too much about Jeffrey's religion. Joseph is religiously Jewish, so was raised that way and is still now. So, but it's become sort of a thing where we don't go to we don't have a religious community that we go to, but we have our own. We uphold the traditions in our home, and we try to make our community outside of an organization. So, there's that. From Kitty. Kitty writes, "Hey guys, I just caught up on the show. I've been re-listening to the early episodes alongside you and really enjoying it. I started listening around the time of the sandstorm, so it's been a while. Ever since you guys mentioned something about how Cecil is something of a conservative in Night Vale terms, I've been mulling it over and thinking about all the things that have changed since 2012. One of the first things I remember hearing about Welcome to Night Vale was the concept of a town where all conspiracy theories are real. When it comes to conspiracy theories, in 2012, that meant the context of the kooky guy who screams about gay frogs and who will definitely not be a real danger to the public with any influence whatsoever. Before 2016, what you might call the before times, people who screamed about how demons are real and actually aliens were a novelty to most people. Part of the novelty was the fact that the conspiracy theories they came up with would inevitably require so many participants that they would hardly be secret at all. The guy getting really angry about the secret government mind control necessarily implies that there are people out there who not only know about the mind control, but also think it's cool and good because they are the ones maintaining that infrastructure. Thus, Cecil, in the context of the before times, Cecil is the guy who is very calmly talking about the same conspiracy theories someone else might scream about, but he thinks that they're fine and not even very secret. If the things that Cecil loves and hates seem sometimes contradictory, that would just be because that's how conspiracy radio works. I would give specific examples if it wouldn't depress me. Here in 2019, that early Cecil feels different, the same way it feels different to watch that guy scream about gay frogs. Some things just don't feel as harmless as they used to, if they were ever harmless at all. It still holds up for me, though, because Night Vale isn't here or now. Night Vale is a place where the old gods love us and want us to be happy, even if it means that they need to tear reality asunder to make it happen, which isn't really a thing you can say about most towns.
That guy that they're talking about, Alex Jones, is a total whack job.
He's a total monster.
Yeah, he's a total monster and a bad dad.
Yeah.
And a bad dad. But yeah, I do find that fascinating and very strange. Anytime anybody has conspiracy theories that are so whacked out that you're like, okay. I mean, I can appreciate ones that you're like, no, this could be real because it almost seems like something could be could really happen. But the ones that are just that frogs are making people gay, that's just ridiculous and offensive. But yeah, I think it's different now. It feels different now in this climate. But, it's just Night Vale, baby.
Thank you so much for listening this week. Next episode is going to be Homecoming. Thank you all so much for listening. I hope that you're having a great day or night or early morning or wherever you are. And as always, from all of us, good morning, Night Vale. Good morning. Good Morning Night Vale is a Night Vale Presents production. It is hosted by Symphony Sanders, Hal Lublin, and Meg Bashwiner. It is edited by Grant Stewart and mixed by Vincent Cacchione. It is produced by Meg Bashwiner. Theme music by Disparition. Special thanks to our fans who submitted their thoughts this week. Leave us a voicemail at 929-277-2050 or email us at info@goodmorningnightVale.com. to share your theories and ask questions, or to offer a solution to the age-old question of, where should I eat lunch on March 29th between Grand Rapids and Toronto? This show is powered by our patrons, like Andrew Matiasovsky, Adam Kennedy, Amy Rowland, Joshua Hall, and Catherine Myers. If you're interested in supporting this show in exchange for lots of fun, exclusive, hyper-cool kid content, which includes things like meet and greets at live shows, check us out at patreon.com/goodmorningnightVale. For more info on this show, go to goodmorningnightVale.com and follow us on Facebook and on Twitter at Night Vale Chat. Special thanks to Christy Gressman, Jeffrey Craner, Joseph Fink, and Adam Cecil. Today's adverb is Shakira. Shakira, Shakira.